I'm not sure what the purpose of this whole sweep is, but it's fine.
What do you mean?
Okay. Okay. So going into the lane, who has control over the wave early?
You mean this specific one?
Yes. Like
I
when
do.
you're playing in a Nasus, who's supposed to have control early?
I should have the control.
Right. Yeah. So your main focus, since your Shaco started topside, is to look for a cheater recall. That way you can be out of the lane and you don't have to help Shaco with Scuttle, so it's really good.
So just fast push the first two waves.
No. Okay, are you familiar with what a cheater recall is?
I thought that was it, like you just fast push the first two waves or the third. I think the first cannon anyway, and then you just go back.
Yeah, so you slow push the first two and then you shove the third one really fast.
Okay.
Because you're trying to get as many minions as possible crashing into the turret all at once.
Okay.
So, which is why I already have an issue here, because one, you're tanking minion aggro for no reason.
No, I
of
wanted
letting
to
them
do.
connect.
I wanted to pull the wave so it would start pushing to me, but I felt it. It was just too late.
Oh, okay. Even then, that shows that you have the wrong idea.
I mean, you can do that to Nasus, can't you?
But why would you want to?
If you want to freeze in your side.
Okay. If you cheat a recall, do you get a freeze?
Yeah.
Yeah, so then why do you need to pull the wave?
Yeah.
The only time you're wanting to pull the wave is if the matchup is so difficult that it's going to be hard to farm initially. So an example is like, if you're playing against, I don't know, like a Vayne or something, this is going to kite you really hard and constantly auto you, or maybe a Teemo, something like that. Your focus is just to get the wave to push as fast as possible so that you can farm under turret.
Okay.
But just getting the wave to push into you doesn't really mean anything when instead you could be getting the crash and coming back with an item advantage.
Fair enough.
So here, we're just taking a ton of minion damage.
Yeah. I know that. I don't know. I know like the logic of it. I just can't figure out the exact positioning on how to get less damage.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, if you were to pull the wave properly, you are still going to take a little bit of damage, but what I'm talking about is like when you keep autoing Nasus while you're behind his minions, of course you're going to get minion aggro. And so, yeah, every time you do this, you're just tanking all of these minions. If you're trading here with Nasus, then you're not going to tank minion aggro. Or if you're walking in and out of brush, but when you're in the middle of the lane to where you have no way to break the aggro, then yeah, you're going to tank a ton. And this is why I said I wanted you to slow push from here so that you never tank minion aggro and you're just remaining healthy until that third wave crash. But that wasn't your goal to begin with, so everything is going to be off. So now the wave slow pushes. You don't have a ward for Vi, even though you should have a ward by this point.
A ward?
Yeah.
Why?
Okay, well if we go back. Alright, so started lane. We're hitting minions. We see Nasus, meaning Vi did not get a leash from Nasus. Agreed?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's starting here.
Okay.
Now, by third minion wave. So by this point, where is she if she does 3 camps?
Okay.
I mean, she didn't, but like you have to consider the opposing jungler's clear time, because if you don't ward by this point and you continue to stay on the minions, she can run through here and then gank you, because you're gonna want to stay in order to get the last hits. And we can look where Vi is right now. So she's topside. She could be here faster, but she's going for like a 5 camp.
Okay, but should I ward the river or the tribus?
You would want it in try.
Okay.
Okay. So when you're considering which brush to ward in, you have to consider their path. If Vi's coming through river, you can see her and just E away.
Yeah.
So she's looking to get behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you're only going to be worried about her coming this way if you're pushing to here, but this wave is pushing into you, so you shouldn't be ever past the halfway point in the lane.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
So in the wave, slow pushes into you. Again, this is just not ideal, and then yeah, that's exactly what I was saying.
Yeah.
This is later than I expected, but yeah. She shows up. And then he crashes this huge wave, you have to burn teleport. Okay. Cool. Good kill. He teleports himself. Oh, I didn't even notice this issue. Okay, hold on. When you die, I don't like that you got Executioner's Calling.
Yeah, why not?
For a few reasons. The main one being... Okay. In order for Nasus to heal, does he have to hit you?
Yeah.
No.
No.
No, he doesn't. His passive works on anything. He doesn't have to hit you. He can hit minions and heal up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, same thing with Fleet Footwork. He doesn't have to hit you. Executioner's Calling is only worth getting if the only way they heal is when they're hitting you. Because if he just doesn't trade with you, your Executioner's Calling doesn't do anything.
Yeah, but it's still gonna be useful when you try to win him, right?
No, okay. Look. The Executioner's Calling does less damage than if you were to buy regular attack damage items. Because, like, let's say you bought 2 longswords, which is cheaper than the Executioner's Calling. You would be at 700, yeah, it's 700 gold, so it's 100 less, and you would have 5 more attack damage. Versus, you're getting this 40% Grievous Wounds, which is only applying to this little bit of lifesteal that he has during trades when it's applying. So you're not getting as much damage as you're thinking you're getting.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But regardless, get the kill, great. Crash to live. Okay, so another warding issue. Come down here. So you decided to help them out and recall... Wait, oh, it's not in vision, never mind. It's like right outside of it. Okay. Regardless, you dropped the ward, which is the actual point I wanted to make. This ward doesn't do anything for a few reasons. One, Vi's dead right now. So you don't actually need to see her pathing anywhere. And two, you're about to recall, so why do you need vision? Vision is only necessary if you're planning to be pushing up. But you're not going to be doing that. You're going to be out of lane, so she can't gank you anyway.
Okay.
Okay, you run back. Longsword boots. That's...
Yeah, my vision is definitely bad.
Yeah.
It's one of my weakest points for sure.
Yeah, you just have to think about why you actually need division. Because if you plan to be pushing, like here, if you're gonna slow push into Nasus, here would be a good time to have a ward. Assuming the Vi's not already on the map bot side. But if the wave's slow pushing into you, then you don't need as deep a vision. Okay. Cool, you get another kill. Get your boots. Alright. I don't know what this is all about. Okay. Same concept. This wave is slow pushing into you. You don't need the ward, and you also shouldn't care about this plant. Because if she hits this plant, she's not ganking from here anyway. The only time this matters is if your intent is incorrect, which it looks like it, because you're trading with Nasus. Your goal should be you come back into lane, you let the slow push into you, you thin it a little bit, you freeze the wave right here, and then you kill him. Either with Shaco or just straight up if Nasus messes up enough. But that's not the goal, and so we're fighting inside all of the minions without Fury built up. And then he gets the crash because you didn't thin it properly since you spent too much HP trading. And then, yeah, whether you win this or not, I don't really care. The intent was wrong. And then Nasus just let you get away with it because he had the crash and then just fought you anyway. All he should want right here is he gets this crash, he recalls, and then he's chilling. But he fought you for no reason. Cool. You kill him. Push out the wave, get the plate, recall, great. Okay. This is good, we're freezing. Got a little impatient though. Alright.
Why do you say impatient?
Look when you go in. Alright. You're not even half Fury.
Oh, okay.
And you fought him while Wither was on you, which is slowing your attack speed. If you let him wither you, wait for it to run out, build up your Fury, and then go in, it's so much easier. But you just went in the first chance you saw, and then Vi ends up showing up, you get out, whatever, but it's not nearly as good of a engage as it should have been.
In the specific situation that I was ahead, and it was probably a kill if Vi wasn't there, shouldn't I still do it?
I really don't think you kill there. At most, you get his flash. But either way, you can't say if Vi wasn't there, if, like, you didn't even take into account if Vi could be there.
Yeah.
Now, if you saw Vi bottom, and you were like, okay, I'm going to go in while Nasus's ult is down, you can at least argue it. I still think it's better to wait until you have the Fury. But, yeah, you're not actually thinking about variables before you're going in. Okay, so now we're doing this. Wait, is this the same thing? Did you just do it twice?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. Okay, because this was, yeah, you engaged, Vi showed up, and then you're like, oh, maybe Vi will leave, and then you did it again. Yeah. It's a classic repeat game. Okay. Slow push, crash, and then, yeah, whatever. Cool. One fight, great. Thought you were gonna lose that. That got really sketchy there. Okay. There are already so many mistakes that I don't see a point in going further. I mean, I can if you want, but When you talked about earlier, like, it being a win, and you weren't sure if it's just because, like, it was a loss, but you weren't sure if it's just because your teammates were all feeding or whatever. It's because this game is super easily winnable if you had managed your waves properly and actually played around your Fury. This Nasus should be like 05, 06 at least. And he has far too much farm for how he was playing.
Yeah, that's fair. I still wanna see like the mid and late game, like the macro decisions, because I think there is like
I'll do it. The problem is, like, all of the late game macro decisions are going to be heavily impacted by all these mistakes. But, sure. Because all you have to do is you just farm up and you play around objectives. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, speaking of which, I should turn on the timer. Okay. So we got Drake up 4 minutes. That's all we care about. Just getting kills, not getting caught. Alright, let me look at this rotation. Yeah, I don't like the rotation here.
why not?
Okay. So, the problem is you're going to be too late. You're going to be too late, and this turret is guaranteed. So, you've got Jen here, Janna here. All they have to do is just kill Janna and leave. But they do like some weird greed, and it ends up working, but it shouldn't. And then, yeah, you kill them. It's just really, really lucky that it works. But it shouldn't. They just engage really, really hard on Janna for who knows what reason. Then you don't get the turrets.
I should just take the turret there.
What was that?
I should just take the turret there.
Yeah. Like, okay, so I'm fine with this rotation if it's earlier and more of your teammates are up. But not when you're coming just to, like, save Janna or something. Okay. Jake's up in 2 minutes. You're getting items. Oh, okay. See an issue. Alright. This right here is what I was talking about, where you don't need teleport and you're using it wrong. This TP is a complete waste. You don't care if he takes this turret. This turret doesn't matter. It's like already low HP. Your focus should just be on having teleport for Drake spawn. But now you're not going to have it because you just used it 2 minutes before. And sure, you're killing Nasus. And I don't like the kill either. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. Like, the kill's fine, but it's not worth teleporting for because he's going to respawn before Dragon spawns anyway. If you get the kill for free, great, but you shouldn't be burning a summoner that's going to be important just to get this kill when the guy's 2 and 6 already. Now we push. We're pushing too fast. Now we crash. Okay, so here's the reason I'm saying you're pushing too fast. We go back. After you kill him. Get this turret, this is fine. Your goal... Wait, did I not go back far enough? Hold on. Or did I go back too far?
Yeah.
Oh, I went way too far. Where did I go? Let's see, where's the teleport at? Wait, how did I go back that far? Alright, whatever. Okay, teleport. Kill him. Okay, here it is. Yeah. So, your goal with Dragon spawning in a minute and a half is you want to crash this wave somewhere between 30 seconds to 45 seconds before it spawns. That way, you have time to run to the dragon, and Nasus doesn't have time to get the wave and show up a dragon. But with you pushing as fast as you are, it's going to get there too early. And so you get the turret, but you would get it either way if you slow pushed. And now someone can catch this, like Nasus can catch this, and he can still get there if he just walks. And he doesn't lose the whole wave.
Okay, but how are you gonna time it?
Let me turn your volume up. Okay, repeat that.
Excuse me?
What did you say?
How are you going to time the waves into crashing 30 seconds earlier?
Okay. So, if you go here, where you teleport. Okay. I mean, it's going to take a little bit of practice, but what you need to look at is like, okay, it's a minute and a half. And then all you have to take into account is how long does it take this wave to walk to here. Because if you're pushing really hard, then it's going to get there in like 20, 30 seconds. Versus if you're just last hitting until it's a little bit closer and then shove it really hard, then it's better timing. It's just like what I was talking about with the cheater recall. If you're waiting for that good timing to build up a ton of minions and then just force it onto the turret all at once.
Okay.
And so that's where the slow push would come in. Instead of spinning on the wave, which pushes it too fast, like here again, and then it's just way too early.
Yeah, okay.
So then, yep. You do all this, Nasus catches the wave, and he can still show up if he wants, but he's staying for turret, whatever. What he does doesn't matter to me. Okay, and we get Drake, hopefully.
Oh.
Oh my god. Okay. Let me actually pay attention then. I thought it was just going to be free, so I didn't look. Oh yeah, okay, so they hit the plant, and then... Yeah. You just got to zone Vlad. Like, when he showed up right here, you just got to walk over and, like, check the brush with your W. And then, if he's in the brush, you can go in, or at least not hit the dragon. But...
So should I go for Vlad and just leave the dragon, try to kill him first and then take the dragon?
Yeah, you just stop hitting the dragon to make sure he can't steal it.
Okay.
And then once you've secured Vladimir, then you can go back to hitting dragon. Because now we're in a really bad spot of they can threaten the soul. Also, okay. Here, you are too far up. Reason being, no one's visible on the map except for Nasus. So this doesn't actually pressure anything. And then you even see Jinx here, and you continued to push. If you do this correctly, like if you place a ward over the wall here, and you just chill out until they show and then run, your team can get Baron for free. But because you got impatient, your team doesn't have time to start Baron before they can make it.
Okay.
Then you throw shutdown gold. Blue buff. Just farming up. Yep. Take turret. Cool. Yeah, this is all fine. You can't really do a whole lot since a couple teammates died. So getting that's good. Just stalling. Now we're playing for dragon. Just went a little too ham for Nasus though without looking at the map first. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, you didn't look to see who was missing. Like, you just went in. When you die, like Vi showed here, but you didn't notice that. And even then, you can see Vladimir's here, and Lulu's here, but you don't know where Vi is. And you didn't look to see where Vi is, so you just went in. And then, yeah, she just shows up. All of your deaths where you're throwing your lead is because you're not looking at who's not there.
Yeah, that's true.
You just assume that, oh, I can't see them, so they're not here, instead of actually thinking about, okay, if I don't know where they are, then they're likely where I don't want them to be.
Okay, what's a better decision there?
Instead of fighting the Nasus,
Yeah.
you just wait until Vi shows and you collect the wave under the turret. Especially when you don't have Fury built up.
Okay.
Just collect the wave, and then try to kill Nasus at a better opportunity with your teammates, probably.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Okay, we got a fight. Cool. Get a kill. Great. We're going too far, though. Alright. One thing you gotta keep in mind. Your teammates do not have the same mobility you do. So when you're going in with Ghost, you have to recognize what your teammates are seeing versus what you're seeing. You're seeing Jinx Lulu. Great. But I would rather you just turn on this Vlad who's by himself with all of your teammates here instead of just tunnel visioning on this Jinx. If you have a completely different comp where, like, you have a Malphite that can just follow up with R, then sure, this is fine. But not when you have a Jhin, Zyra, Janna, whatever, that's all wanting to look to play from far away. And so then, of course, you're going to get kited. Because you're trying to go too deep. You end up dying, and then they win the fight. And then push out, whatever.
Okay, so what do I do there? Just wait for something. I don't know. What's the alternative there?
As I said, you go to Vlad. You have to stay with your teammates. So
Just stick close to them, but
yeah,
should I still be the one to initiate?
you don't have to initiate. They're walking into you. Like, so right here, you get to pick. This is great. Here, you don't have to frontline. I mean, you don't have to go in deep and kill this Jinx. Vladimir's already in a bad position. You gotta pick. As long as you stick with your team, you have a 5v4 and it's great. You don't always have to just run in balls deep with your Ghost and go ham on them. Especially without Flash, this gets even harder. If you're not gonna take Flash to do this.
Yeah, but doesn't mean that Vlad's gonna just stay there. Like somehow the fights have to start, or we just...
Okay, so let's say Vlad backs out.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll assume that. Then, like, okay. So he backs out, but you stand here. Then that gives your team time to walk over towards the pit. Or wait, is this dragon already dead? I don't actually know. I've been jumping back and forth so much. Okay, they actually already killed the dragon. But yeah, so you would just like, you just make sure that your team stays alive. And then once they're closer to you, then you can look to go in. Like, if your team's right here, then yeah, you can go on Jinx. But you have to make sure that you give them enough time to catch up. You're just in too much of a rush.
Okay. See, that's what I meant. I don't know how to use my leads.
Yeah, but you're focusing on the wrong thing.
Oh,
because you didn't build your lead properly to begin with. And then, like, you're focusing on something that's not going to be consistent until you figure out the first part. Like, the build-up is more important than the actual, how do I hold my lead? And yeah, a lot of your lead is just map awareness, or awareness in general, where your teammates are versus the enemy team.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that should be your primary focus, because you're not taking in a lot even in the early game.
Okay, that's fair.
Now, we've got, you're pushing bottom, kind of hovering, whatever. again, same thing. Yeah, it's just not looking at where people are missing.